Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me is the Queen of the Sea,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of Aquatica. Sarah, why don't you tell us a little bit about this game?
All right, Aquatica is a tableau building hand management board game set in a fantastical underwater world.
Now, why did we get it, though?
Why did we get it? Well, we were looking for game recommendations, and it was highly recommended by several people. It has that card retrieval mechanic that I really love in Century Golem. And it also has that card sliding mechanism to gain resources that reminded me of Xanadu, which we haven't played in a long time, but we really enjoyed Xanadu, and that was a really interesting aspect. And honestly, the theme, it's different, and I really like and appreciate different.
Yeah, because you're not trying to discover underwater cities. You are merfolk living and kind of building out your kingdom under the water.
Right.
So that was a neat little catch theme-wise. So what do we like about Aquatica?
Well, I mean, kind of going through that list again, hand management. I just love that aspect of you start with some cards and you play a card on your turn and you get to choose what order. So all your cards, there's no deck, there's nothing to draw on, there's no randomness to that aspect. You choose what card to play and you keep playing cards until you choose to pull them back up. And so I just really like that card retrieval mechanism.
Plus all the supporting things that go with it, like your realms can give you abilities, your mantas can give you abilities to support the cards that you play, and it all comes off very slick.
Yes, it definitely comes together really well in that you've got these locations that you're exploring, and to utilize them, you're sliding them up to gain effects, resources, actions, whatever you want, whatever you call it, and whatever there is there. And that really works well with, you can combo between different locations. So this one allows you to do this one and this, and then move this one over. So there's some really great moments there.
Yeah, it's funny. The mechanisms in the game feel, well, very aquatic because it flows, it ebbs. Sometimes, you're not having the biggest, most dynamic turn, but then it comes and crashes like a wave. And so it feeds into the whole thematics of the game. Plus, the game doesn't overstay its welcome. It moves quick. You're especially if you're going after the goals. Sarah just surprised me their first game. She's like, okay, we're done. I'm like, wait, don't I get one more turn? And I go, okay, sure. But I was so far behind.
I surprised myself. I was like, okay, this is the race to the finish. I need to do those goals. And so I was preparing and getting ready. And all of a sudden, I finished like 2 goals in 1 turn. And I was like, oh.
And there's only 4 goals.
There's only 4 goals. And I'm like, oh,
half the game is done in a turn.
I didn't realize I was moving that fast. I was swimming fast through the water.
Yeah, well, like I said, again, it was the wave that crashed. You just had that turn, and it all worked out for you.
The other thing is the production.
Oh, fantastic.
And you've got these 3-layer boards that the cards slide up into, so it keeps everything neat and organized and nothing sliding around. You don't have to put a little token on every single card and not knock them around. So you're sliding them up and covering up the icons. And then the little mantas are plastic. There is some accessibility issues, but I guess we should wait to what we don't like about the game. But the plastic production of these is really good.
Yeah. Speaking of dislikes, I guess we need to move on to that.
Yeah, so there are some accessibility issues. This is purple. I mean, you probably don't even see anything from there. It's a purple icon on a dark gray manta, and these are the wild mantas, and they're the most populous in the game. So there's just so many of them that they can be really hard to see in poor light or if you have poor vision. Also with the cards, there's red icons on a dark blue background, which can be difficult to see, again, depending on everything. So there's some minor accessibility issues. Watch our Rolling with 2 video for more on that. The only other real major issue we had with the game is that runaway leader.
Yeah, because like I said, the first playthrough, Sarah just rolled right over me, and there was literally nothing I could do.
Yeah.
However, it wasn't so big of a deal because it didn't last that long.
Yes.
I wasn't in a 3-hour game and then all of a sudden that happened to me. This was maybe 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, and for a first game for us, that is really fast.
That is incredibly fast.
We historically, again, between his vision issues and my analysis paralysis on everything, we typically do double time on our first game. But we actually got this done in 45 minutes. And I mean, I'm pretty sure actually less than that, just because I got to those goals so quickly.
Yes.
So the game really doesn't overstay its welcome, and it just, I think, will get faster the more we play it. And so it's one of those things that, yes, there's a runaway leader. So a possibility. It's not every single time.
No.
It really depends on how those location cards come out. There's a slight asymmetric power to each player. You get a little manta that is better at one type of location, then someone else gets a different one. And so it can be easier for you to obtain locations that are your icon, and or just there's other variables where you could just get a lot of combat. And if you get a lot of combat, then you can overtake a lot of locations, or maybe you're able to get money together real fast. So again, just sometimes with how the locations can come out, it could just really work for someone's strategy or system that they've built, and they can just run away with it. But again, not all the time.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it when it comes to
pretty much it. Yep.
So we're ready for ratings. So when it comes to ratings here at Rolling with Reviews, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give our number, reason why. We add those numbers together and see what it rolled for us. Sarah, what did Aquatica roll for you?
I think this might actually surprise Will, but it actually rolled a 5 for me. It was not a perfect game. I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, it hits all the right buttons for card management, that card sliding mechanism. It's really great, and it's quick playing. What it loses that 1 pip for me is that runaway leader. And I'm saying that when I was a runaway leader in one of those games, but you were runaway leader in the other game. So I think generally speaking, that's just not as satisfying of an experience when you have that. And I don't know, maybe that's a 2-player issue, but I don't think so.
No, I think whoever does get set up and get going faster is probably going to be more likely to pull ahead and finish off the game to their benefit.
Okay, so that's where it gets 1 less pip for me, is that runaway leader problem, and I'm hoping the more we play it, we'll get better at it and be more tactical and strategic and all that, so it'll be less of an issue. But as it stands right now, it is still very, very solid, and I still really, really, really enjoy it.
For me, this may surprise Sarah.
Uh-oh.
It's also the 5.
Oh.
It's for the exact same reasons. It came down to how the game finishes isn't exactly perfect, but everything else in the game I love, and the fact that it's so quick to play, I'm a little less bothered by how it finishes, but that finish does take a little bit of the shine off the overall experience. So, a 5. So between two of us, it rolled a 10 out of 12.
Which is still really strong and still highly recommended if you found any of what we talked about interesting. It's good.
Yes. So that will do it for us here at Rolling with Reviews. Again, I've been Will.
And I've been Sarah.
And if you need to get a hold of us in any way, shape, or form, you can do that on the social medias at
Rolling with 2, that's TWO. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Please check us out on YouTube and like and subscribe.
And we've been Rolling with Reviews.